Most people believe that building massive wealth requires a secret formula or a stroke of extreme luck. The truth is much simpler, far less exciting, and infinitely more repeatable. You do not need to be a genius to become wealthy. You just need to follow the fundamental rules of mathematics and human behavior that have governed capital for centuries. History proves that wealth is not about how much you make, but how much you keep and how long you let it grow. Let's start with the most important rule, the rule of 72. This is a mental shortcut to calculate how long it takes for your money to double at a specific interest rate. Divide 72 by your annual rate of return, and you get the number of years required for your investment to double. If you earn a 10% return, your money doubles every 7.2 years. At a 7% return, it takes about 10 years. This rule explains why the wealthy are obsessed with compounding. Albert Einstein famously called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. It is the engine of exponential growth. Now, consider the power of time. If you invest $500 every month starting at age 25 at an 8% return, you will have roughly $1.7 million by age 65. If you wait until age 35 to start, you end up with about $700,000. Those 10 years of waiting cost you $1 million. That is the penalty for procrastination. Time is the only asset that you can never replace, and in the world of finance, it is more valuable than capital itself. The second rule is the principle of extreme focus. Warren Buffett, one of the wealthiest humans in history, often speaks about the 25 to 5 rule. You write down your top 25 goals. Then you circle the top 5. The remaining 20 items on your list are not just secondary, they are your biggest distractions. They are the things you must actively avoid because they dilute your focus. Most people fail because they try to do too many things at once. They dabble in crypto, real estate, side hustles, and speculative stocks simultaneously. Wealth requires you to be a master of one or two core pillars, not a student of 10. The third rule is the lifestyle creep trap. This is the silent killer of wealth. When people get a raise, they upgrade their car, their apartment, and their clothes. They try to look rich before they actually are. In 1996, the book The Millionaire Next Door was published, revealing that most self-made millionaires don't drive Ferraris, they drive Toyotas. They don't live in mansions, they live in modest neighborhoods. They understand that every dollar spent on a depreciating asset is a soldier that can no longer fight for you in the market. True wealth is what you do not see. It is the investments in the brokerage account, not the watch on your wrist. Fourth, you must understand the difference between assets and liabilities. An asset puts money in your pocket. A liability takes money out of your pocket. Most people work their entire lives to acquire liabilities they call assets. Your primary residence is a liability because you pay taxes, insurance, and maintenance on it every single month. A rental property is an asset. A dividend-paying stock is an asset. A business that runs without you is an asset. If you want to get rich, shift your mindset from buying things to buying income streams. Rule number 5 is to embrace boredom. If your investment strategy is exciting, you are probably gambling. True wealth building is dull. It involves setting up an automatic transfer from your paycheck into an index fund and checking it once a year. It is not about timing the market, which is statistically impossible to do consistently. It is about time in the market. The S&P 500 has historically returned about 10% annually over the long term. If you just buy the market and wait, you will outperform 90% of professional fund managers who try to pick winners. The sixth rule is the 10% tax on your ignorance. If you do not understand what you are investing in, you are paying a tax on your lack of knowledge. Before you put a single dollar into a venture, you must be able to explain how it generates value in simple terms. If you can't explain the business model, you are betting, not investing. Never invest in something just because a stranger on the internet told you to. The seventh rule involves the power of leverage, not the debt kind, but the human kind. You cannot build a fortune working solely for your own time. There are only 24 hours in a day. To scale, you must build systems or hire people. You must create something that generates value while you sleep. Whether it is code, content, or a business process, you need a product that can be sold to thousands of people at the same time. This is how you decouple your income from your time. Finally, you must be comfortable with being a contrarian. During the 2008 financial crisis, the stock market dropped by nearly 50%. Most people panicked and sold at the bottom. The wealthy looked at the data, realized the world wasn't ending, and bought everything at a discount. When everyone else is fearful, that is your opportunity to acquire assets for cents on the dollar. When everyone else is greedy and buying overpriced assets, that is your signal to hold or trim your positions. Emotions are the enemy of returns. These rules are not complicated. They are simple, dry, and boring. That is exactly why most people refuse to follow them. They want a shortcut. They want to get rich by next Tuesday. But the market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient. Wealth is essentially a game of delayed gratification. It is the decision to prioritize your future self over your current desires. Every time you save instead of spend, you are buying your future freedom. You are buying the ability to wake up and decide what you want to do with your day, rather than being forced to go to a desk to pay for a car you didn't need. We live in an age where information is free, yet financial literacy is at an all-time low. You have the tools, the math, and the history right in front of you. The only thing standing between you and your financial goals is the discipline to execute the plan when nobody is watching. Ask yourself this: if you keep doing exactly what you are doing today, where will you be in 10 years? If the answer doesn't excite you, why are you still doing it? Your future is being built today, one decision at a time. Choose wisely. And if you want to learn about the 8 levels of money you need to understand before you become rich, click on this video.